Stone, Sunday after 60 Minutes on CBS.
Brought to you locally by Erickson Jewelers.
The Upper Peninsula's home for the talk, WZMQ 19.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, House Republicans convene behind closed doors again today to choose a candidate for the speakership. We are live in Washington, where there's growing support for Congressman Jack Bergman for the role. Plus, the gun legislation expected to be voted on in the State House this week that advocates say would help protect survivors of domestic violence. And how Northern Michigan University is making strides in researching the brain thanks to a new grant. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
We really felt that crisp in the air today. Ariane, what's ahead for us tonight?
Well, we're actually going to be fairly calm this evening, cloudy conditions, and then we'll expect a lot of rain this week. We could see some thunderstorms tomorrow as well, and then dare I say it, that S word, snow is possible this weekend. I know, I did say it, but we will have above average normal temperatures for the week. We could even see some areas close to about 60 degrees. Today, though, we saw a high of 52 out at that National Weather Service station, and then looking at our current temperatures, most of us in that 40 to 50 degree range. I've got your full forecast after the break.
Thank you very much, Ariane. At this hour, House Republicans in Washington are meeting again to find a new Speaker of the House. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon is live outside the meeting room on Capitol Hill. Brendan, good evening. What are Republicans hoping to get out of this meeting?
Hey there, Sarah. Good evening. That's right. Just down this hallway and to the left is where Republicans are going to be listening to those 9 candidates who are all vying for the speakership, one of which is local Representative Jack Bergman. Now, Bergman last week officially announced he would be running for the position, which has been vacant now for about 20 days. He picked up a handful of endorsements over the weekend, mostly from fellow Michigan Republicans. But the question now really is, will he be able to build support from additional members in this meeting before a vote? We're being told members will hold yet another secret ballot tomorrow morning after hearing from those 9 candidates tonight. The plan is for Republicans to rally around and ultimately vote on the floor for whoever wins that secret ballot tomorrow. And Sarah, it kind of feels like there's a general understanding that most Republicans will sort of rally around whoever wins that secret ballot. But again, we've seen this not once but twice before, first with Representative Steve Scalise and then second again with Representative Jim Jordan. So it's really tough to say at this point exactly how this will play out, but we're going to continue keeping a very close eye on it here in Washington, D.C. But for now, Sarah, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Brendan, thank you very much. In Lansing, new gun reform legislation is expected to be up for a vote this week in the House. The 2 bills, first introduced in the Senate in September, would prohibit anyone convicted of misdemeanors involving domestic violence from possessing firearms and ammunition. The bills would make possession by those individuals a felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison, a fine up to $5,000, or both. The bills are currently waiting to be voted on in the House. With October being Domestic Violence Awareness Month, advocates say they hope to see the bill passed before the end of this month.
We know that domestic violence is 5 times more likely to end in death if there's access to a firearm for the perpetrator. And we're trying to close a loophole in our law that allows these dangerous individuals to be able to possess firearms and put lives at risk.
Coming up tonight at 11:10 Central, we'll have more on those bills and why some gun owners say they're concerned about the restrictions being added. The United Auto Workers strike is expanding, with over 6,800 more UAW workers walking off the job today in Sterling Heights. UAW members at the Sterling Heights assembly plant, which makes the best-selling Ram 1500 trucks, joined the stand-up strike, shutting down production at Stellantis' largest plant and biggest moneymaker. The move comes just days after UAW President Shawn Fain detailed the current proposals across the automakers, highlighting the shortcomings of Stellantis' current offer. Currently, Stellantis has the worst proposal on the table. The unannounced walkout today brings the total number of UAW members on strike to over 40,000 as the strike nears the 6-week mark. Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist was traveling around the UP over the weekend and spent his last day today in the area, making a couple of stops in Negaunee. His first stop of the day was at the newly completed dispatch center at the Michigan State Police Department in Negaunee Township. Gilchrist toured the new facility and spoke with administrators about how it will be able to keep up with the changing technologies and growth of the area.
To support that growth, we need to make all kinds of investments in apparatus and infrastructure, but we also need to make sure the decisions we make today are able to meet that growth that we anticipate and expect and hope to come. So yeah, I want there to need to be more capacity in the center because we have more people to serve, more communities that are ready to step up for that service.
Coming up tonight at 11:10 Central, we'll show you his second stop today, where he was serving lunches at an elementary school, and why. Northern Michigan University recently received a grant to assist its advanced neuroscience research. WZMQ's Mitchell Reif was on campus today and has those details.
An electroencephalogram, or EEG, is a method of recording the electrical activity of the brain. Northern Michigan University received a little over $400,000 in grant dollars from the Institution Award to advance their neuroscience research. Dr. Joshua Carlson, who's the director of the on-campus research lab, says this new equipment not only allows for more data to be studied, but it'll give students and researchers a rare opportunity to use this type of equipment.
There's actually just one other piece of equipment like this across the globe. There are other places that have some of the components, but that have both of the EEG systems and the neuromodulation. There's just one other.
There are about 25 labs worldwide with this integrated system, but when it comes to primarily undergraduate institutions, Dr. Carlson believes Northern is most likely the first.
We are able to offer, I think, really great experiences currently, but this is really going to elevate it quite a bit and yeah, really offer an experience that isn't offered to any other undergraduate probably.
The new equipment will also give researchers a chance to study the social aspects of human interaction.
It's great to understand the brain as a solo entity, but obviously most of our interactions from a day-to-day basis interact with people, right? Having that interaction with two people will really help us learn about, like, you know, brain-related relationships in terms of other people.
With just a single cap, researchers are able to study practical tasks. However, with the grant, NMU will acquire two high-density EEG systems with 256 electrodes each instead of the original 64. Mitchell Reif, WZMQ 19 News, Marquette.
Your first morning weather forecast is coming up after this break, plus life in the 906. Jim Koski is reflecting on the ways Upers tend to show their UP pride. And later, detecting ovarian cancer, the study that reveals many women incorrectly believe a certain procedure can detect it and how doctors really can. We're back in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Dan Perkins Construction.
When you put on a product this nice, you want to sing it from the rooftops. You know my roof's good looking, will last the rest of your life. Each day I go to work thinking, you know, we're doing this right. Buy a roof for me and I think you'll see you'll be happy as a gherkin. 'Cause we do it right and we're really polite. Take it from me, Dan Perkins. You try rhyming something with Perkins.
Buckles Party Store, it's where the party starts in Calumet, with an awesome beer selection featuring domestic, foreign, and craft brew beer, a great selection of wine, just about any kind of liquor you want, and a great range of tobacco products. Buckles Party Store in Calumet, it's where the party starts for everyone.
Since the 15th century, Antwerp, Belgium has been the city for diamonds. Erickson Jewelers is going overseas to this diamond capital soon to handpick directly from a sparkling selection unlike any in the world. Tell us what you're looking for and we'll use our connections to personally find it in Antwerp's famous diamond district. This is a special opportunity that allows us to negotiate the best options and value for you. Find out how Erickson Jewelers can bring home your one-of-a-kind Antwerp diamond.
Superior Collision is seeking a certified auto body technician for full-time employment. Qualified candidates can call or apply in person, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
I'm Lily Simmons. Watch my reports from Escanaba and Delta County only on WZMQ 19 News.
the Baxter Family Survival Guide.
Dad, you taught us to be self-sufficient.
And yet you're all still here.
Expect the unexpected.
You want money, maybe you should do what other people do.
Get my own reality show. Dad, I'm trying.
Learn to adapt.
You're gonna use a glass, right?
Fine, hand me the big one.
Last man standing.
Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasic.
It's a little bit cool out there. We'll expect cool temperatures for this evening as well. We're in that 45 to 50 degree range. Those clouds expected to move in. Partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies this evening, and these are the lows. I know, not much of a change from what we just saw. We're expecting, though, temperatures to warm on up to above normal for this time of year. We will expect some fog later on this evening. Could see it tomorrow morning, as well as maybe in the day and in the evening as well. So patchy chances, and then those temperatures warming up tomorrow, maybe close to 70 degrees. I think most of us, though, will be in that 50 to 65 degree range. Of course, chances of rain showers, maybe some thunderstorms. I'll show you just a minute with Futurecast, and then that's likely going to be the story for our evening as well. But we're hoping maybe just showers after our Tuesday. Right now, winds coming out of the south, and we'll see these change direction on our Tuesday around midday. Not seeing a whole lot of gusts at the moment. That could, of course, change, but here around 11 a.m., a lot of that wind activity coming out of the north, moving into our Wednesday evening as well. But like I mentioned, it should be fairly calm as of right now. Checking out what we are seeing the past couple of hours with that precipitation. A lot of it, if we've seen any, is over Lake Michigan. As you can see, some storms passing through there. Heads up if you are maybe headed towards the bridge, because there could be some more rain showers this evening. Currently, conditions are looking a little dicey right there along the highway and heading up towards Sault Ste. Marie. But other than that, we'll stay fairly dry this evening. Some clouds, like I mentioned, moving in. And then tomorrow, we'll expect very cloudy skies, scattered showers around 7 a.m. starting to roll on in. And then we could see a clearing there by noon before the real activity starts around 5 p.m. starting from the south west corner there of the UP. As we get a little bit further into our evening, we should expect some heavier thunderstorms possibly heading towards Marquette County as well before everything heads on over towards the east portion of the UP later on in the evening. And then we'll have a brief break around 10, 11 o'clock for the majority of us. North part of the UP, Keweenaw, you look like you're staying a little bit dry for the next couple of hours. But Wednesday, we could see some scattered showers as well. Most of that is going to be along the Lake Michigan coastline. Taking a look at how much rainfall we are expecting to see around 4 p.m. We'll see a lot more of those showers leaving some accumulation, and then by 9 p.m. maybe close to an inch in Escanaba. And of course, we could see more showers on our Wednesday. Taking a look at Tuesday, midday, those temperatures will be around 55 degrees, and those chances for showers and thunderstorms likely coming after that. And I know I mentioned snow, so just a reminder, I guessed the 27th, Sarah guessed the 16th, and Jim Koski guessed November 8th. So we'll see what happens this weekend. I've got your 7 days coming up in 15.
Yeah, clearly I lost already. I'm very surprised by that. Thank you very much, Ariane. Still ahead tonight, the entryway into Marquette's Presque Isle Park is getting fixed. When the new archway will be installed. We're back in 2 minutes.
Some seem to think that quality is a thing of the past. At Simple Treasures in Iron Mountain, you'll find they carry respected name brands like Uttermost Home Decor, Carroll Fabrics, and Custom Draperies. And for the perfect gift, they carry Pendleton hats, shirts, and sweaters for men and women, as well as a beautiful assortment of Pendleton blankets. Discover your Simple Treasure today. Visit Simple Treasures of Iron Mountain for home decor, gifts, and draperies. 426 South Stevenson Avenue.
This is NCIS. Everyone here is a bit unusual and keeps the bad guys on their toes.
Hands on your head!
Rogue state, terrorists, adversarial power.
I'm guessing we need some kind of clearance to do this.
I'd have thought so.
Cruising in the port, get it done. That's how we roll.
It has got a certain ring to it. NCIS Sydney.
NCIS Sydney, Tuesday, November 14th on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
It's important to get a flu shot.
each and every year because flu viruses are constantly changing and immunity from the vaccine decreases over time. Flu vaccines are updated annually to work against that year's viruses. The best time to get your shot is in the fall, but getting it later can still help. Getting a flu shot lowers your risk of getting sick, and if you do happen to get flu, it's likely to be less severe.
When two celebrity-led teams
what is this?
face off.
It's a Harley-drawn swan.
In a game of quick draw.
1, 2, 3, shoot!
It's fast-paced family fun for all. Pictionary. Every weekday.
Pictionary, weekdays at 9 on WZMQ CBS.
This is home for CBS. WZMQ 19.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
The popular and scenic Presque Isle Park in Marquette is getting some new updates. The park is getting a new archway installed at the entrance of the park after the old archway was taken down by a passing truck. The city is planning to install it this Wednesday. Presque Isle has always been a staple of beauty and an attraction to residents and visitors of Marquette, and the city hopes the new archway will represent that.
It stands out as a place you want to go, so people really appreciate that, and having the arch there, having it not be there, people have noticed. So we've gotten a lot of phone calls. When's that going back up? What happened to it? Where to go? So lots of outreach, lots of explaining, but it's coming back.
The city says the new archway is already built and ready to go for Wednesday. A Marquette author hosted a speaking event today that was a little different than most of her other speaking engagements. A Meet the Author event with Dorothy Pad was the first one put on solely for homeschooled students, giving them the opportunity to learn about Dorothy's message about diversity and inclusion. For Dorothy's father, Eric, the reach she's had through her books and events like today show that she's making a positive difference in the world.
See is people that are now listening to her voice and taking it serious, that she has something that is valuable to hear, valuable to society, her experiences and how it felt as a young lady going through school.
Dorothy's latest book, Dorothy is Teaching Teachers, was just published last week. To find out more about that book or her other published works, just visit WZMQ19.com. In Escanaba, vendor applications are still open for an inaugural event for pop culture fans at Bay College. Next Saturday, the BayCon Presents Pop Culture Show will feature more than 70 vendor displays. Highlights include vinyl records, original artwork, vintage toys, old and new video games, and other collector's items that organizers say are sure to take attendees back to a simpler time.
It's fun to see folks find that toy that they used to have as a kid, and even just for a moment, they're 6 again. It's almost like a mini time travel. It's really special to see that. So everybody who's looking for some fun gifts for the holiday season or looking for that special record for their collection, this is the place for you.
That pop culture event is next weekend, the first weekend of November, and this Friday, Bay College is hosting Trunk or Treat as well as Laser Tag. That's Friday and Saturday. For times and locations or to register as a vendor for the pop culture show, just head to our website. In health news, there's no test to screen for ovarian cancer, but a new survey finds many women mistakenly believe pap smears can detect it. Bradley Blackburn has more on how that may put them at risk.
Katia Lezen has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer twice, the first time when she was 46.
My kids at the time were 11, 15, and 17, and I was facing the very real possibility that I may not be able to see them into adulthood.
Ovarian cancer has a 50% survival rate over 5 years. If it's caught at stage 1, those odds improve to more than 90%. But a new nationwide survey found 7 in 10 women wrongly believe pap smears test for ovarian cancer.
Pap smear screens for cervical cancer only.
Dr. Aoife Stitt says because guidelines now recommend pap smears every 3 to 5 years, too many women skip annual checkups that could catch potential early symptoms of ovarian cancer, like pelvic pain, bloating, or low appetite.
By not being seen annually, we lose the opportunity to screen for some of these subtle presentations.
For those with family history, genetic testing can identify risk. Lezen carries the BRCA1 gene mutation that increases the chance of multiple cancers, including breast cancer. It's knowledge that can help with treatment and prevention.
I elected to have a prophylactic double mastectomy that was fully paid for by my insurance company because of my mutation.
More than 10 years after her first diagnosis, she is living proof you can survive ovarian cancer.
Let's arm ourselves with the right information and be proactive about our health before you get that call that says, I don't know how to tell you this.
She says all women should see their doctor every year.
According to the National Cancer Institute, nearly 20,000 women will be diagnosed with ovarian cancer this year. Still to come tonight, Life in the 906. Jim Koski is here to reflect on the ways Yoopers seem to prefer to show their UP pride, and how this man in Iowa is bringing his community together through song. We'll show you. But first, here's your Yoopers United volunteer opportunity of the day. Marquette County Habitat for Humanity is in need of construction volunteers every day for the next few weeks. No building experience is required, just a willingness to learn and help. Volunteers are needed between 9 and 5 at the build site in Ishpeming. To sign up to be a volunteer or check out other opportunities, head to youpersunited.com.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, bad weather causes a deadly multi-car pileup. The pictures tonight of the heavy fog believed to have caused the crash. Plus, what to know about the blast of snow set to sweep across the country this week. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Part of the magic of Survivor is that all of these different isolated worlds collide together like marbles. And that's really exciting.
Part of the design of the new era is to constantly make you check and assess and adapt all the time.
Man, this is tough.
It is. Time to vote.
The Emmy-nominated series Survivor, new Wednesday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Shop hundreds of lazy boys at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Kick back in comfort in an industry-leading recliner. Choose from all fabrics, colors, and sizes with prices starting as low as $4.99 plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture in Houghton today.
Now more than ever, you need to know what's happening here in Washington. Decisions affecting your life by the people you set here. I'm Rachel Knapp. Tracking the daily decisions by your senators and representatives. That's my job, and I report to you. Healthcare, education, the economy, taxes, jobs, all hang in the balance. Watch my reports from Capitol Hill only on WZMQ 19 News.
He's the sheriff known by one name.
Oh, howdy, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Hey, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
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 Andy. On The Andy Griffith Show.
Weeknights at 8 on MeTV 19.1.
Let's reflect on our life in the 906 and the way Yoopers show off their UP pride, Jim.
You better believe it, Sarah. More than any other area I've ever been in, people who live in the UP love to show their regional pride, their love of this magical place. And for the past couple of months, I've been paying attention to one of the very unique ways in which many of us show it: stickers on our cars. Just walk up and down the streets of any UP community, like I've been doing in Marquette, and you'll see multiple examples of what I'm talking about. There are a lot of ways in which people use those stickers to express their regional pride, sometimes simple and sometimes with a message to go along with it. And it's not until you leave the UP that you realize something. There are not a lot of other places in the U.S. that do this. For instance, in the past few weeks, I've been in both Chicago and downstate in the Thumb, and in neither place did I see anything that would be the local equivalent of "say yacht to the UP." And that's even though the thumb area is missing out on a really great opportunity with a ready-made slogan. I mean, this may just be me, but no thumbs up? The slogan basically writes itself. What started out as a simple little sticker like this has blossomed into a whole tableau of outlines, maps, pithy sayings, puns, Upper inside jokes, and other statements of regional chest thumping that puts anywhere else in the U.S. to shame. Everywhere you look, you see examples of that stickered pride from little to small, up to and including one of the most popular, the one that I call choice. I mean, technically, it's backwards, is where you're born determines your citizenship and where you yourself get to choose where to live. But the sentiment the sticker expresses blows right past that. Such is the power of UP pride, and such is the power of what you choose to put on your cars and trucks. So the next time you see something that speaks to you, don't be afraid. Grab it, stick it on, and show your UP pride. After all, no matter where you are in Upper Michigan, you have an awful lot to be proud of. And what you stick on your car is one of the more unique ways you can show that. I'm Jim Koski, and that's another slice of life in the 906.
And you know what is when you go to other states and you see those stickers, you get really excited and think, hey, someone else from the UP.
I know, it's amazing because you can see like the little, I used to be a Upper, or just the little outline of the UP, and it's like, home.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much, Jim. An Iowa community was treated to the sound of music, and they were fascinated to find out it was their neighbor who created a piano on wheels. Nicole Tam introduces us to the Piano Man.
Instead of cars in Chuck Bame's garage,
I spent about half the days of the week in the shop.
It's a shop full of pianos from people across the country who need repairs or restoration.
This one's from Minneapolis, and it's being refinished.
His longtime project since 2019, building a gift for the community, a community piano.
So I tried various things.
A project that involves some science.
I probably spent 100 hours trying to come up with a way to make aluminum keys.
Experimenting what material can survive Iowa's evolving seasons took years.
Tried a liquid plastic, but the trouble is,
hundreds of hours later,
this is the final result right here.
The winner? 3D printing.
This has all been modified underneath.
Each colorful key, fine-tuned, crisp sounding, and waterproof. On Saturday, the community packed Chuck's workshop to experience the art he created. A project years in the making, ready to be heard beyond Chuck's garage.
Give people a way to keep pianos from going to the dump, because the case of this piano was a piano that was being dismantled.
Turning someone's trash into Boone's treasure. Since 1972, Chuck has worked on thousands of pianos. But nothing compares to this masterpiece.
A cloudy and cool night with a chance of some scattered showers. Ariane has the full outlook after this.
Bucko's Party Store, where the party starts. They're your party store and more in Calumet. They have a great selection of snacks, frozen food, craft beers, top shelf liquor, and disposable vapes. When the winter chill gets to you, keep warm and in style with Keweenaw alpaca gear.
Save your bucks at Bucko's!
Bucko's Party Store, open 7 days a week from 8:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. on 5th Street in Calumet.
Someday your son's going to test you. It's going to force you to make a decision.
A man must stand with his people, and we are not your people.
There is nothing you could do I won't forgive you for.
Yeah, there is.
Yellowstone, Sunday after 60 Minutes on CBS.
Brought to you locally by Erickson Jewelers.
How would you describe the heart of the people from Lahaina?
So strong.
Water up this high? It gave you hope.
Yeah.
I'm a very curious person. I wake up every morning asking, what's happening in the world? Why is this happening? And how do we answer that question on the CBS Evening News?
There's nothing like the feeling you get being outdoors. The UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo has everything you need to be ready. The expo returns to the UP State Fairgrounds Ruth Butler Building. Inside, discover great sponsors with everything from bait to rods and reels. Mark it down now on your calendar, November 3rd through the 5th at the UP State Fairgrounds. The UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo, brought to you by the Daily Press and WZMQ 19 News. Saturday night at 6 on MeTV 19.1.
Those clouds starting to move in as we speak. A little bit warmer over there in Ironwood with a current temp of 54. Everyone else just a little bit chillier than that. And we'll expect those temperatures to drop mostly in the 40s this evening. Looking tomorrow, make sure you send your student with maybe a rain jacket, rain umbrella is the word I'm looking for. We could expect some showers and thunderstorms. Most of that activity starting in the afternoon and early evening, I should say. And then Saturday, we've got trick or treat here in downtown Marquette. That temperature looking really cold. And we could have some rain, maybe even snow in the mix.
Thank you very much, Ariane. That does it for us for now. We'll see you back here at 11.
Tonight,